called Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and this is my stone cold lock of the century of the week. Yeah, it's me, Carl. I'm back. And on this happy Halloween, I thought I'd give you guys my picks of the week. Let's see who we got here. Let's see the Panthers and the Falcons. That's easy. I'm picking the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey's going to run over the Falcons. That's funny. Speaking of running backs, got the Titans versus the Colts. I'm picking the Titans. Derrick Henry, you know how it is. Let's see the Dolphins and the Bills. I gotta admit, the Bills have been looking pretty decent since Sexy Rexy left. I'm picking the Bills. Let's see. You got the Bengals and the Jets. How easy could this be? I'm picking the Bengals over the Jerks. Jerks. Yes, that I'm picking for sure. Okay, let's see. We got the Steelers and the Browns. What kind of world are we living in? I swear this pandemic has not been kind to me. Look at me. I actually lost some weight. I gotta admit, I look pretty good. But I'm still the same old Carl. And I would totally pick my Giants over everyone in the league. But they have a bye week, so I can't do anything about that. But I would. Totally would. Okay, so let's see. We got right. I gotta pick the Browns over the Steelers. Big Ben, more like Big Fat Ben. That's a good one. Okay, let's see. We got the Eagles and the Lions. Let's see. The Eagles in my division. I gotta pick the Lions. Even though I'm probably gonna be wrong about that. But who cares? Let's see. The Rams versus the Texans. See, this is why I really should have picked the Lions earlier. Ever since Matthew Stafford left, he's been playing unbelievable. But that's how it is. Okay, let's see. We got the 49ers and the Bears. I'm picking the 49ers. Something about that George Kittle appeals to me very nicely. Okay, let's see. The Patriots versus the Chargers. Of course everyone knew Tom Brady was the reason why the Patriots were so good. Belichick ain't doing anything great lately. I'm picking the Chargers. Let's see. The Jaguars versus the Seahawks. I gotta admit, Urban Meyer, I ain't impressed with what I've seen so far. But I will admit, I have been wrong before. But whatever. I'll pick the Seahawks anyway. Let's see. The Buccaneers over the Saints. And this is why Tom Brady is the best. Even though I hate the fact that throughout this pandemic, they've been showing reruns of all them Super Bowls of the Patriots winning again and again and again. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Hey, who am I kidding? The Buccaneers are going to win. I can just see the football gods whispering to James Winston's ear. Interception. Okay, let's see. The Washington football team over the Denver Broncos. Why would you name yourself the Washington football team? That doesn't make any sense even now. Whatever. I'm picking the Broncos. Probably going to be wrong about that, but whatever. And let's see tonight's game. Why are the Cowboys good? Oh, right. Because of Dak Prescott. Yeah, okay. I'll pick the Cowboys over the Vikings against my superior judgment. Because I always know what I'm talking about. Because I'm Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And those were my stone cold locks of the century of the week. And now we get to our regularly scheduled program. One moment, please. Now I can breathe again. Yeah, I actually found Glad Pressing Seal, and it actually sort of molds over my head pretty well. It almost made me look bald. I mean, and I totally took dental floss and tried to put it around my Trinity pollen class ring to make it seem like Carl was wearing his jewelry. I gotta say, I puff the mustache pretty well. I do. I actually painted on. For those of you who are wondering. But, yeah. Hey, when is Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Yeah, probably. I'm going to set this down. So, if you couldn't already tell, it has been 100 days since my last state of my being address. And I remember how when I first began these last 100 days, it was with the goal of, okay, I'm not going to have these 100 days at these 100 days and the way these last ones did. And I got to say, goal was achieved. It was crazily achieved because in these last 100 days, a lot happened. And not that any of it was truly bad or awful, but it was solid overall. Like, really. How I feel on day 1400 is a huge inverse. Yeah, so I'm coming down with something. More like sort of, for me, it's more like, there's really something like trying to cough up, but, you can't. Don't you hate that? Anyway, oh, yeah, I hate that, but it doesn't make me feel better right now. Anyway, right. So where was I? Right, I was talking about the state of my being address, wasn't I? So, man, a lot happened in these last 100 days. I mean, I went on vacation with my family on my mom's side. They're all from Colorado and Massachusetts, specifically Reading and Wellesley. I had a great rest of the summer. And, yeah, I was feeling kind of down when, it was over and we had to, close up for the season. But, listen, I've been living like that for, 30 plus years. It was going to happen eventually. But it was a lot of fun, though. And I did say that it had been the best summer so far, at least since I've been making videos. Each summer's been getting progressively better. So, yeah. Can't really fault that, really. Let's see. I saw a lot of great shows. Centaur World. The final season of Amphibia premiered. I've been trying to talk about that. I think I'll wait until tomorrow to do my thoughts on Amphibia, and then I'll probably do the One Piece manga chapter on Tuesday. I mean, the One Piece manga chapter is now, but it will be out on I'll try and see if I can squeeze it tomorrow. Really, I can make the videos as long as I want. I'm just trying to be careful about, timing and stuff. I mean, if I made a video long, it was because it legitimately had to. Oh. Could I actually? I will talk about yesterday's episode of Amphibia. Who am I kidding? Although it's going to be... Man, this is going to be a long episode title. Anyway, before I get into Amphibia, though, I actually have a really good story to tell you. You guys all know that growing up, I was a really big kid. Not like, fat or morbidly obese, but I still didn't really look very good. And I'll tell you, growing up, I would have hated wearing a shirt like this. Honestly, I feel really comfortable now in how I look, and so, it works. I'm sure one day I probably won't look good anymore, and I've come to accept that. Although hopefully when that happens, I'll have a loving woman by my side who, will love me no matter what. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so I say this because here's the thing. This technically isn't connected, but you'll see why you'll probably be thinking that. Well, I'll see why you'll probably be thinking that. But last night, and actually while looking for a shirt like this, my mom and I went looking for a shirt like this, and we also went clothes shopping too. And I got myself a few new clothes. We went to J.C. Penney's, by the way. My mom likes shopping there. And growing up, I absolutely hated clothes shopping. And again, I just mentioned that I was a big kid growing up. That has nothing to do with why I hated clothes shopping, by the way. Not at all. Really, the reason why I would have hated, here's the thing. I grew up watching a lot of TV. I loved watching TV. I really would go out on my way to find a TV to watch TV. My point is, anything that would keep me from watching TV, I immediately didn't like. And obviously, clothes shopping was one of those things. And I was ready to think to myself last night, man, how are women and other fans of clothes shopping tolerate this? But it wasn't that bad. I'm legit ready to give clothes shopping another chance. So, honestly, I really couldn't pick a better way to end these last 100 days. I actually did something that for years I didn't like to do, and, I did it, and I don't mind it anymore. And not to mention, last night we celebrated my parents' 38th wedding anniversary at Sorge's, so, that was already going to be good, right? I'm trying to cough it up, Anyway, so, really, yesterday was excellent. Really excellent. And I figured since today is legit Halloween, which reminds me, happy Halloween, everybody. I figure, and I always did watch Carl and I watched that. I didn't watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force because it was on too late for me, but I'd watch it whenever I can. And as soon as I saw, and I'm a football fan, whenever I see Carl do his stone cold locks to the century over the weeks, I was an immediate fan. So honestly, it would make sense that I dressed up as Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Although I don't really look remotely like Carl. For God's sakes, I didn't even shave my head. I wasn't going to do that. Look how short my hair is already. Why would I do that? It still look good though. Anyway, right, what was I? Oh, honestly, my only low is when I think about it, in these last 100 days, I think I spent far too much time, worrying about if a day was going to be good or bad, rather than accept it for what it could be. And looking back, I didn't really have any bad days. Does that mean I'm going to stop worrying about whether or not I have a bad day? Well, no. We always have that fear of the unknown. We're always going to be worried about, stuff that could potentially happen going forward. But that's just the fact of life. Sometimes you just gotta, nut up and shut up. I guess, for lack of a better analogy. All in all, though, this was a good 100 days. And honestly, I can think of no better to kick it off than by talking about yesterday's episode of Amphibia, which was another episode of 2 11-minute segments, which were Fixing Frobo and Anne-sterminator. Now, Fixing Frobo was obviously Polly trying to fix Frobo throughout the episode. And no kidding, there's actually a part in this where they make fun of the Star Wars prequels. They don't go out and say it's the Star Wars prequels, but Anne's like, I can't believe you like the prequels better than the original trilogy. They were clearly making fun of Star Wars right there. Which, Disney owns Star Wars now, so they can make that joke. It's cool. Anyway, so it was really cool how Polly literally used internet videos to figure out how to fix Frobo. Which, honestly, even before the pandemic happened, a lot of people were doing that, the DIY type stuff. Not just for fixing things, but for cooking, exercising, stuff like that. So literally for every bad thing we accuse the internet for, there's like an immediate good thing we can say about it. I just find it hilarious. But it is what it is. And eventually, while probably didn't quite fix Frobo, she made a lot of progress and she learned a lot. And in the end, that's the important thing. You learned. You can totally work hard and not necessarily succeed. But if you learn something, I wouldn't necessarily call that a failure. And now we get into Anne-sterminator, the real sort of meat and potatoes on this. At this point in this season, Anne hasn't come clean that there is a killer robot coming after her. And so all throughout this, they literally played this like Terminator style. Anne-sterminator, Terminator. And this was a really fun episode. Anne decided to come clean like, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be able to tell the truth all the time. I did it to protect you, So, yeah. Not to mention, it was great seeing Anne's blue powers again. Literally kicking the robot that was about to explode straight into the atmosphere. It was great. Not to mention, when the planners and the Boonshoys unite to fight something, it is awesome. They have, pipes, like the final battle happened in, a junkyard, and they get, pipes and 2x4s trying to, hit the robot and stuff. That was awesome. That was great. And then Anne's mom gets, a sledgehammer and, bam! Right? That was cool. Seriously, don't get me wrong. Anne was, the MVP, but co-MVP, I gotta give it to Mrs. Boonshoy. That was awesome. Flipping sledgehammer, bro. That was cool. Yeah. So, yesterday's episode of Amphibia, my parents' wedding anniversary that we celebrated last night, even though it was technically Friday. And I'm actually willing to give clothes shopping a second chance. And come on. It's Sunday, football season, on Halloween. I had to dress as Carl to make NFL picks of the week. In fact, full disclosure, Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and keep in mind, if you've been long devotees of my videos, then you know that I did sort of coming up with NFL picks on the fly. But looking back on it, I don't think it would have popped in my head if it wasn't for Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So thank you to the good people who made Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They're still making Squidbillies on Adult Swim. It's a pretty good show too. I don't really watch it, but it's okay whenever. I watch it whenever I can. It can be pretty funny. But, yeah. Thank you, Carl. Please bring Carl Stone Cold Locks to the Truth Week back, please. Thank you. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social media, friend on YouTube. I am very humble in this video for all of you guys who are watching. Enjoy for today. I'm hoping you a wonderful, wonderful, happy Halloween. And remember, if you want to talk to channels, we're here to lend you here. And I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices. And you know what? Normally, whenever I do the State of My Being address, I sort of come up with a very sort of memorable quote for this. But I don't really know what to say. I mean, what do I say? I feel kind of bad I didn't really have a quote prepared like I usually do sometimes. I didn't really do it last time either. Then again, last time it was sort of under dire straits. Again, I was more set on trying to focus on the next 100 days, right? I guess with, you know what, this isn't really a quote per se, but actually, you know what? Nah, it's still too early for... I was thinking about doing the speech that Linus did in Peanuts Christmas. It's too early for Christmas, though. And yeah, it's Halloween, for goodness sakes. So, I don't really know. I mean, I guess if I have like legit advice this isn't a quote, but this is sort of advice. I mean, we are technically in the holiday season now. At least this is when I started. So try and take the time to be kind to one another. You know, again, if you want to spend time with family, do that. You know, be prepared for, lots of food, happy vibes, and, I'll see you in February for the next Day to My Being Addressed. Take care.